Hello everyone, my name is Janusz and I have a big pleasure to have a special guest today from the BitGet exchange. Together with us is Vugar, COO, Chief Operating Officer. Hello Vugar.
Hi, and thanks for having me. I'm very excited for today, and let's get it rolling.
All right, let's start. So I have a couple of questions about the BitGet history, about your current campaigns and so on, but let's just start with the beginning. So can you tell us how BitGet was founded and what was the initial vision of the exchange?
BitGet was founded in 2018. Today, we are celebrating our 7-year anniversary. And from a zero users, today we are proudly serving 120 million users globally. And there's two small stories. One is a greater vision that fuels BitGet because we always wanted to challenge the status quo and help people in a global scale to participate in economy, especially women and people, unbanked people from vulnerable backgrounds and different corners of the world. And that was the driving force because back in times I was participating at the World Economic Forum at Davos, and I got to know that majority of world's population is unbanked and almost 70 to 80% of these people are women. It means there are so many people in billions that are actually missing in participating in global economy. And that's why as a BitGet, our core goal is to build a future where everyone can equally get a chance to participate in global economy, in global finances. On the other end, it's very important story for myself personally. Back in times when I sold my company, I was having a huge challenge with my bank because they were really giving me a hard time. And since I kind of debanked myself and started using Bitcoin as my core value holding machine and definitely also part in the stable tokens, today I'm very proudly can say that I truly own my own assets. And that was my driving a personal story, driving me forward to build an exchange. And also today we have a decentralized wallet and many other products that helping people to truly live on chain and be independent.
All right. So my another question regarding the growth that we have seen from BitGet, especially in the last year. Can you tell us, of course, what do you think were the biggest factors in this acceleration?
Actually, we have several kind of journey points in our acceleration, in our growth. First and foremost, definitely it is our a product and innovation. I always say overnight success takes a lot of planning. It took us almost 2 years actually to come up with the copy trading, which is the leading product and our leading tool. Today, we probably have more than 200,000 elite traders who post your trade and millions of users who copy this trade. This is another product front, but definitely what propelled us to success is our successful partnerships with the Juventus. Then we partnered with Lionel Messi, the football star, and eventually with La Liga. And today, not only La Liga, we are also partnering with the MotoGP, one of the fastest sports in the world. And we are also partnering with the music festivals like Untold in order to bring BitGet and make crypto a household name rather than a niche industry. And I believe that crypto is no more a niche. It is an actually everyday aspect, and especially with the politics. And we know what's happening in US with Trump administration further pushing the crypto agenda. I think we are at the verge of finally onboarding the billion users and becoming the next big disruptor as a technology. And today I was reading a news, someone told that being on chain is new being online. And I truly believe that. I think whatever internet did in 90s and early 2000s, today is crypto in that the same journey.
That's a great sentence. I will remember it because I like it a lot. Yeah, being on chain is like being online in the past. Okay, that's a great one. And you talked about the number of traders and the users and the copy trading mechanism and the great partnerships. Can you share some more like the specific milestones achieved in the past 12 months that you are especially proud of?
There are many actually in terms of the numbers. First and foremost, we reached 120 million users. I can just give you a small idea. Like 2.5 years ago, when I was appointed as a chief operating officer, we only had around 12 million users. It means in 2.5 years, we did 10x growth. Today, we proudly serve 120 million users. Our daily trade volume is around $20 billion. That's around, which is another great milestone. And in the beginning of this year, in past 5.5 months, we did more than $3 trillion worth of trades, which is putting BitGet as a number 4 largest exchange in terms of the trade volume. While we are the second largest by the user number, third and fourth in terms of our spot and derivatives trademark volume, we are a truly global player, and we are working hard to become the number one, definitely, and to become the greatest in our industry. And another important point is our institutional offering. In last year, we built a very strong institutional offering, onboarding world's largest institutions. I'm sure everyone knows what's happening around the ETFs, frequency traders, different family offices, and these large organizations and institutions that are tapping into the crypto market. We are proudly serving most of the world's leading institutions, and today our institutional volume on the trades in our spot market is around 80% of all our trades, which is helping us to kind of propel us to the success in terms of mainly when we look into both spot and derivative trading volumes. This is another key point. And as I mentioned, last September, we partnered with La Liga. This year, we are proud to announce that we are partnering with MotoGP, bringing this speed and motorsport excitement to the many enthusiasts around the world. And of course, the EDM music and love for the music with Untold, both in Romania and Dubai, with 2 editions. We are also kind of bringing this crypto versus music excitement to the people who are into dancing and also into this freedom of owning their assets. And all this combined together, I believe 2025, even though we're in the kind of the middle of the year, but it was already a very successful year for us. And we are hoping that we could keep the same speed of the growth across all our markets and soon become the world's largest crypto exchange.
Those are really exciting numbers, yeah? That growth 10x is a really big number, and the milestones you achieved are great. So congratulations for that. We are in a new era, let's say, of the crypto market when there's more and more institutional money coming in. You mentioned that you trade, you serve the institutional customers. So is it that what makes BitGet stand out from the other exchanges, or there are other products or the features that makes BitGet to stand out from the crowd even more?
Of course, like institutional offering is something new we start building in recent years. But I think what makes BitGet a BitGet is our strong values in terms of the serving our retail users. Still, retail is our strong suit. I think BitGet is the best place and most loved place to trade. And the reason for this is our proof of reserves, because we are one of the earliest players who continuously present our proof of reserves report to the Merkle Tree to make sure that all the user funds that are deposited at BitGet, they are safe and they're available at any time. But we don't stop only there. We have a promise to keep at least 130% of entire value. Basically, today, 120 million of our users, each of them come and decide to take all the digital assets away from the exchange. We will have 30% more assets remaining, which makes a BitGet one of the most liquid and best exchanges to trade. But also, we didn't stop there. I believe for the traders and trading enthusiasts, in last year, BGB, BitGet's native token, was one of the hottest tokens, especially like the hottest centralized exchange tokens, because we were able to make all-time high at $8.5. Since our launch, it is 100x growth, and we've been performing much better than any other centralized exchange. Even we were able to beat in terms of the growth Bitcoin, because 96% of all our BGB wallet holders are in profit. And lastly, I always say, for me, crypto is not only about earning, because we always promote crypto as a place where you can trade, you can make fortune. In my opinion, living on chain and true adoption is about being able to spend your money. It's not about just earning, it's about spending. And we are building this like a full on-chain life cycle where you can earn, invest, save, and eventually spend. Both with BitGet and BitGet Wallet, we are offering a payment gateway and also the credit cards based on Master and Visa card systems, helping our users instead of going and off-ramping and kind of turning the crypto money into the paper fiat money, they can just tap and using the USDT denomination, spend your assets. And in my opinion, this is one of the greatest ways that eventually we can help everyone to transact fully on chain without the need of going through the banks or through the conversion to the paper money or fiat money. And I think that will be the next thing that we'll be talking in the next 2-3 years, how we can live on chain and how we can bring more and more people on chain in order to earn, save, and spend on chain.
All right. We said something about the tokens, about being on chain and spending our tokens, with on the grocery shopping or whatever is needed. Yeah. Can you introduce the subject of BGUSD and RLUSD? What are they and what problems do they solve?
I believe everyone's eyes were in US recently with Genius Act because it was legitimizing the stable tokens. And stable tokens allow merchants and all the participants within the ecosystem to transact and have an instant settlement. Why instant settlement is important? Because today, let's say if you go to your local grocery or you go to your local coffee shop and tap your traditional Visa and MasterCard, that merchant is paying anywhere between 1.5 to 3% in the fees to that card issuer. And still, it takes around 15 to 30 days for a merchant actually to accept and finally get that payment in their bank account. This creates three important problems that blockchain technology is solving and able to solve. First, it is about the high fees that merchants are losing. Second, about the settlement speed and time. It takes 15, 30 days. And both these combined together creates a cash flow issue for every merchant. With stable tokens, we are able to kind of cut that time. First, bring that instant payment that is better than 15 or 30-day wait time, which would resolve the cash flow issue. And also, crypto is much, much cheaper than charging 1.5 or 3%. We can virtually become like a 0% transaction or minimally charge, I don't know, a couple of cents for each transaction rather than charging the hefty percentage fees, and which will definitely allow all the merchants to choose crypto over any other payment firm. What BGUSDT does, BGUSDT is our internal stable token, which is similar to any other stable token that will help you to instantly settle within a Bitget ecosystem. And with PayFi and focusing on Bitget Pay, we will be able to onboard more merchants and enable all these merchants globally to both accept payments and make payments in crypto, helping them to settle faster, easier, and cheaper. And I believe that this is the future that we all want, and this is the true adoption of the crypto, where we will not be thinking of onboarding more traders or educating more people to trade in order to build fortune, but actually use crypto in their day-to-day life, whether you are in gig economy, driving a cab, or having a coffee shop. Especially for the small, medium enterprises, I think this will be a game changer.
All right, understood. That's a great project. Indeed. And talking about the great projects, can you tell me what is the strategic vision of Bitget for like next 2 or 5 years? What are like few strategic goals that you would like to achieve?
As I mentioned, when you are number 2 player, you work very hard to become number 1. And becoming the biggest Web3 ecosystem is our goal. And I believe with the strategic investments, we are getting there, because back 3 years ago, when we invested into Bitkip wallet, we invested around $30 million. Literally everyone in the industry thought that we are crazy. It is middle of the bear market. Who goes, splurges $30 million? Fast forward 2.5 years, we rebranded the wallet to Bitget Wallet. And today, Bitget Wallet is the most beloved crypto wallet. It surpassed MetaMask and also Trust Wallet in the monthly download. We proudly serve 60 million customers. We have around $18-20 billion worth of transaction every day, which makes us a fastest growing crypto wallet. And this way, we are able to serve users centrally on a Bitget as an exchange and Bitget Wallet as a decentralized gateway to the decentralized world, building the true Web3 ecosystem. And this helps us to kind of grow faster and grow bigger and tap into the markets where we are not able to operate as a centralized exchange, or on more and more advanced users who want to have their own custody, who want to be able to transact into many projects. And I'll give you a small idea. For example, as a centralized exchange, Bitget side, we have more than 1 million projects that any user can go and transact, discover these new gems, and participate in a decentralized world in a very unprecedented way. And all this coming together, I think we are not only dreamers who are dreaming what we want to become, we are actually having a clear roadmap how we can grow forward. And in past years, we did several very smart decisions, like our partnership with Ton Foundation, which helped us to onboard many first-time users, our infrastructure investment through different funds. And eventually, I believe that what makes Bitget one of the kind of a catalyst of our industry is our Empower X fund, which is a $100 million fund. We pledged to invest in Web3 ventures, in blockchain technology advancement that is putting us on the map, not as just like a great place to trade or invest, but actually a locomotive in terms of how we develop and how we fuel the growth among entire industry.
All right, interesting. Tell me, because with that big amount of users and of course big amount of funds comes really huge responsibility, yes? When I was doing my research about the Bitget, I saw that you launched second edition of the anti-scam month campaign. Can you tell us a bit more about that campaign? What motivates you to proceed with that? How big problem or like the challenge is to fight with the scammers and to protect the users? Can you bring us some more information? How, as a big exchange and a big operation, are you dealing with such an issue?
As you rightly mentioned, it's a huge responsibility, especially if you are catering to the needs of 120 million users. It's the second edition. In June, we decided to dedicate entire months to educate our users. Together with Slow Mist and Elliptic, we produced the next generation of our anti-scam report, focusing on through the most kind of widely spread scam forms like deepfake impersonations. I'm sure most people saw on the social media these videos with Elon Musk and other famous people as if they are launching a token or they're doing free giveaways, serving to scam many users. And we are trying to educate our community about this. Social engineered scams like job offers, phishing bots, fake staking offers are another scam methods that scammers are using to drain funds from different wallets. And lastly, modern Ponzi schemas wrapped around DeFi, NFT, GameFi, I think is another big industry issue that we want to educate our users around. But when we are talking about education, our approach is much different. It's not only about building these long reports of pages and pages, which we definitely do, but we also have this cool game where you are able to go through a comics and then answer some questions, eventually crack and zoom into different scams, eventually be able to win a portion of the $20,000 prize pool. Our methodology is focusing on educating more users in a fun way, in a modern way, rather than just building reports or sending long, boring emails. Because we believe in today's world, everyone's attention span is short, and that is why the scammers are taking advantage of our attention and also our funds. And we are trying to make sure that with the innovative ways, we are able to educate our audience to spot the possible scams and stay safe and definitely safeguard your assets.
Okay, just like you mentioned, the variety of tools that scammers are using is really expanding, and it's really difficult task to stay ahead of them. So it's really important to have a good strategy and to educate the users. I highly encourage all the viewers to check out this campaign because it's really important to learn more and more about how to protect your funds, how to protect your computer, your data, and all the cybersecurity topics related. Yes, and this year campaign slogan is, let me check, sharper eyes, stronger shields. Can you share how Bitget is translating this message to practical tools or partnerships to win in that race with the scammers?
Definitely, we are talking about Smart Eyes, but Smart Eyes is definitely a kind of a narrative name. It's about spotting the scam and preventing the scam, because once you're aware that you are being scammed, you can definitely take a preventive measures, and that's how we are translating. As I mentioned, we have this cool game that every user can kind of train on navigating through different passes that can cause a scam or take an advantage of, and to prevent it. When we talk about like smarter eyes, challenge is about thinking ahead of the scammers, while the baseline is definitely putting your two-factor authentication in place, going to different resources and checking to make sure that the emails you get or the messages you are receiving are not a phishing attack and legit coming from the source. But lastly, as you mentioned, the scammers are getting very, very sophisticated. They use a variety of tools to kind of get under our skins and make us believe. Therefore, our education model and method is based on actual practice and building these cases and helping our users to crack the case and collect all the useful information in order to be able to spot what is true coming from the source and what is a scam and how to prevent it.
Okay, yeah. I see that Bitget is putting a lot of effort to build the strong community. Besides that, this campaign that we are talking about, what are some other activities that you do to engage community or to educate about the cryptocurrencies or educate about anything else? How do you make that strong community around the company?
two very distinct projects. One is run by me called Blockchain for Use. It is $10 million fund that we are aiming to spend the next 5 years to educate and bring more talent into our industry. We partner with 70 universities globally, from Harvard to UCLA, from Oxford to Munich University, and many other universities across the globe. And our idea is to bring more new talent, more fresh blood, and help fresh graduates to know about crypto and come build a venture or find a job, which also translates into our fast track graduate program, where every year 30 young graduates are able to onboard directly to work at BitGet. But overall, our education our initiatives are very widely spread. Another great initiative is Blockchain for Her, that is run by our CEO, Gracie Chen. Within that program, we help different female-led organizations and also female CEOs and founders to start their own businesses. We do a lot of seed investment. Only this year, we did more than $100,000 worth of investment. But overall, again, Blockchain for Her is also another $10 million investment that we're planning to do in the next 5 years in parallel to Blockchain for Use initiative. And 2 days ago, actually, BitGet signed a great deal with the UNICEF itself, helping young female coders to build new ventures on blockchain, to build new ventures on the crypto technologies. And while I was talking about this initiative, it's like a very big initiative, probably spanning the next 3 years and eventually helping more than 1 million young girls and young female leaders to learn how to code and to develop ventures using and powered by blockchain technology. And I think it's a very big deal and very great initiative that no other exchange or no other Web3 company were able to do before, because with this initiative, we are talking about educating millions and millions of young talent across the globe through the UNICEF and UNICEF's initiatives. That is, in my opinion, the proudest project that BitGet ever did, because it is not only about teaching a trading. It's not only about onboarding new users, but it's actually a long-term investment that we are doing to make Web3 mainstream and to help more and more young leaders to actually build their own ventures using blockchain as a technology.
Okay, actually, that was my next question, because I wanted to get some more information about that UNICEF partnership, because that's a great deal and that's something what I understand as giving back to the community. Yeah, so it's something really important as well. But as you already told about that UNICEF, let's get back to the crypto subject. Tell me, Vougar, what are some crypto trends in Web3 that you are most excited for the coming years?
Okay, when we talk about crypto trends, I think my most favorite one is the real world assets, because it is, in my opinion, something that will bring more players into the game. And we saw that, for example, Dubai Land Department, which is the UAE government, actually issued a tokenized real world assets. It is the tokenized real estate, helping people to buy the fraction of the properties in Dubai, which is one of the fastest growing property markets, and helping more and more new players coming into this ecosystem. And actually, Dubai Land Department predicts that in the next 5 to 10 years, 7% of entire real estate market in Dubai will be tokenized. And it is not the only case that we are seeing happening. There are so many great real-world asset ventures coming up, and tokenization of the real-world assets, I think, will be the biggest thing that will inflow more money. And I can even compare it to the possible institutional adoption or ETS. I believe it will be as big and as widespread, especially with the new stable token saga and almost all large ventures leaning towards having the stable token. I think this is one of the cool directions that we are headed towards. Second, in my opinion, when we talk about crypto and we talk about adoption, I already mentioned how much we're investing in payments and payment systems. We saw a huge interest from large banks in globally, also organizations like Amazon, eBay, and many others are planning to issue their tokens. I believe PayPal already did. I think payment gateways powered by stable token will be another huge thing that we all kind of in my opinion, it will become like an Apple Pay of a time, where you don't think you need until you are offered. And once you have that kind of an easy adoption, it's very hard to go back. I believe, I don't know, a couple of years ago, we all were having these plastic bank cards. Today, probably I don't even know where my bank card is, because I just use my Apple Pay wherever I go. And I hope that crypto payments will be as simple, as easy, that once we switch into it, it will be very hard kind of to turn back away from it. In my opinion, this is like a 2 key points we'll be seeing in next 2-3 years that is completely will change our understanding of crypto and our daily use of crypto.
I totally agree with you, because I remember how difficult it was to just enter the crypto market, like back in the days when you had to download like the old blockchain data, or there was no mobile apps or no big exchanges like that. So that was very difficult. And I used to say that mass adoption will come when people will be able to use cryptocurrencies as easy as email. Like, I'm sending email to you and you receive the message, but I don't know how email works. Yeah, I just click send and that's it. So when the crypto will reach the level when it's so simple and to use, and the entry level is super easy for the user, then we will be able to talk about the really mass adoption.
I truly agree. Like, most of the time, we don't need to know how technology works. It's the same way we don't know how our fridges work, right?
Yeah.
But as long as it works, we are happy. The same way should be, like, I don't know how the Visa card probably works. The moment you tap and payment goes through, you are happy. And there are so many other things that is the problem. Like, in my opinion, the technology in itself is very, very important, and it should be in the hands of the professionals. But for a daily user, instead of going and explaining how things work and why they need to, I don't know, put down on a paper 12 keywords, it should be a single click and easy way to onboard the user, and that's how the true adoption should happen.
Yeah, correct. And slowly we are getting to the end of the interview. So I have the closing questions to you, Vugar. If you had to describe the BitGet mission in few sentences, what would it be?
Today, we are trying to build the best product out there. And I always say to my team member, it is never simple enough unless we have a single button, single click, single onboarding. And we are very far from this, not as a company, but as an entire industry. Therefore, we need to keep innovating and keep simplifying. And what makes me very proud is that BitGet is one of these very few products out there that we don't have pro version, we don't have a light version. We believe that technology should be dummy proof, as simple as possible, but also as robust as possible, that both new users and advanced users can meet and can trade and can exchange, whether it is their digital assets or whether it is their ideas. That is what makes, I believe, BitGet one of the very few places that it's very enjoyable to be part of as a user, and to have that user journey, which won't take you from a hurdle to hurdle, but actually will put all the necessary information in a single place to make that mindful decision making. And everything from the tools we develop, the products we develop, we are one of the first exchanges to offer an AI agent, AI assistant, and AI trading bots for our users. It is about also innovation that we are at the forefront of it. And our mission is definitely to build the next big thing and to onboard next billion users. And as I mentioned, like, we are deep believers that we can only do it through innovation. And with 1,800 people across 60 nations, we are the most diverse group of people who are building the next big thing in crypto.
All right. Thank you very much, Vugar. That was a great pleasure, and I'm honored to have you here. Thank you for giving that perspective about how BitGet started, what you achieved, what partnerships you have right now, and what are the strategic goals for the next years. So I keep my fingers crossed for that vision. If there is anything else you would like to share, or I forgot to ask, or if there is something that you would like to highlight to the broader crypto community, there's time for you right now, like the freestyle.
Thank you very much. First of all, great thanks for having me. It was a very insightful chat, and I really enjoyed sharing our platform and ideas as a company. But for everyone listening to me there, I want to address your audience and take an advantage of the situation, because I myself, I think of myself as a Bitcoin maximalist, and I believe that Bitcoin is one of the true decentralized tools out there. And as Satoshi's white paper highlights, it's about the peer-to-peer transactions. And today, we are in a very interesting time where a lot of institutions coming in, even government announcing Bitcoin reserves. I believe more and more retail users, everyday users like myself and you, we also need to kind of bag our Bitcoins, because it is an asset to stay here. And if someone is listening and they have never had a Bitcoin, I would suggest going to BitGet or any other platform, definitely the legit one, and go get your Bitcoins, because everyone will get or have their Bitcoin at the price they deserve. And in my opinion, no price is high enough for a Bitcoin. Therefore, if you have an opportunity, a spare funds, definitely go start today, get some Bitcoins, and definitely explore the crypto. Because while in 2-3 years back, we were saying that it's a thing of future, I believe crypto is a thing of today. And if you are not having your investments in crypto today, definitely you are missing out, and please don't do it. And back to the same saying, I believe being on chain today is like being online, and definitely the way we can't live without internet. Very soon, living on chain will be a new normal, a new standard, and I don't want anyone to miss out on this.
Totally agree. Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure once again to talk with you, and wish you a great day and hope to see you soon and talk again.